Let's see what happens. So, welcome everyone. We've got a bit of a new system going, which means, of course, that I'm hopeless at it because I'm having to get used to new technology. And yeah, so apologies for the delay, but as you can see, we've got zingy red background here, which is kind of radioactive. It's pretty amazing. I just want to check that you can hear me and see me okay. So, if you're out there, let me know you're out there. That would be good. I'm going to take you through some puzzles today. I've got the chat open here. So, let's see you on the chat. All well. Great. Welcome, everyone. So, that's a complete relief. I'm on. Fantastic. McSqueegee says, woo, the setup. How about a King Ding after party in here? Yeah. Wow. Well, I will, of course, be discussing the tiebreak. I will look at Ding's win in the tiebreak in a separate video. I mean, I haven't really had time to digest what happened, but I have to say the final tiebreak blitz game was just sensational. I think Ding showed he's just on incredible form at the moment, and so cool during the whole tiebreak. And you know, Carlson said afterwards, well, he played better chess than me today. Carlson also said that he was kind of, not too disappointed because he was pleased that he'd managed to sort of claw things back in the final two games. Sorry, I've got messages going on my WhatsApp telling me that everything's working okay, which is a huge relief. So hang on. Let me just get to that. That's better. So, Ricardo 2, hello from Mexico. Ricardo, nice to hear from you and all the others. Okay, listen, what I'm going to do today is I'm going to look at some of the puzzles that I set on the community tab, and I also want to check out a couple of games from Botvinnik, which were mentioned. Well, Magnus Carlsen mentioned that in his game against Wesley So, that in doubling his C points, he said this is an homage to Michal Botvinnik. So, first of all, before we talk about anything else, then I want to look at this position. Oh, hello from Mumbai. Hope you enjoyed Stokes' innings. Oh my word. Ben Stokes, what an incredible sporting contest. Yeah, I love that too. Absolutely brilliant. Glad that we have some cricket fans in the house because it was sensational. Andrew Martini says, hello from Hobart. Wow, that's down under somewhere. Fantastic. Okay, listen, I'm going to take you through this study. This is really beautiful, and there was a few people who always seem to want to spoil it on the community tab by giving the solution, but actually most people kind of messed up completely. I think I'm just going to have to disable the comments. So let me show you this. So it's white to play and win. This is a study by a certain Mr. Levitt from 1933. McSqueegee says 4 a.m. in Australia. We're up late. Cool. Fantastic. And a little closer to home, we have Lawrence. Hello from Battersea. Who says, my Carlson Ding video was best one in all the years of following your channel. Well, that is praise indeed, Lawrence. Thank you very much for that. I really appreciate it. I don't know what I did on that vid that was so special, but anyway. Okay, so we've got Hobart and we've got Battersea. and Mexico and India. This is great. Fantastic meeting. All right, listen. First of all, this game, this study. So white, of course, would like to push this pawn, but if pawn to h7, then of course the bishop comes here and it's just a draw. Hi from Marins in Poland. Craig Fraser in Cape Town. So king e4 is a reasonable move to start with. Aykut Ali Atiolu, who's in Turkey. Hi there. So that stops bishop d4. So that means that if king takes pawn, it's a girl. So in this position, black has to get his bishop to the long diagonal. So bishop d8 threatens bishop f6. Now, here is the tricky moment. What should white play in this position? Now you're allowed to write in the comments here. So what should white play here? You're going to have to use your calculating skills. Martin Skoll in Copenhagen. Hi Martin, nice to hear from you. Thank you for your comments. We've got a few people saying b4 check, which seems a little strange to me because I think I'll take a pawn, not b4. Okay, first of all, let's check out king e5. I'm afraid king e5 doesn't cut the mustard, because in this position there is a very sneaky move, namely bishop g5. You push the pawn forward, but then you bounce round to c1, and this is just a draw because, of course, there's going to be a skewer here. I'm afraid that is a draw. For example, if here, let's say here, king c6. Now this looks quite scary, but in fact this is just a draw because I'm going to play here, and after this I play king a6, and this is a draw. You can see in this position, if b7, the king just comes here, and that's that. So king e5 does not actually win. If king f5 to stop this, then the bishop comes back to b6. And if king e5, we play bishop e3, and again we bounce around to c1, same as before. So not king f5. However, there is a very clever move which I can see a couple of you guys, Kostas, Ananiadis and Anandu, have suggested b6. King d5 doesn't do it. King d5 doesn't do it because I can play, let me see, I think I can just take the pawn actually if king d5, and if the king comes here then I just pop out there. So no, king d5 doesn't do it. Sorry guys. However, Kostas and Anandu and Eric Stettiner have suggested b6. Now this is a very, very clever move. A beautiful move actually, and Simon suggests it as well. So first things first, if bishop takes pawn, then we're rolling home. There we go. If king takes pawn, then we can play king f5 because bishop b6 is no longer legal. The black king blocks. However, there is one tricky move. Black can play king a6. Right. Now, how do you win from this position? This is still actually very, very tricky. King a6 is a super sneaky move. So that means that this bishop still has the b6 square available, and there is still the chance to come over to g5 as well. So if king f5 in this position, yeah, this simply doesn't work. I just take the pawn and we're back in this variation. Draw. Not this one. King f4 also won't cut the mustard for so many reasons. I could take this. I can play bishop f6. I mean, this is just an immediate draw. b4, no. b4 won't cut it. b4, I think I'll just play that, basically. And that's the end of the story. So, yeah. Pawn to b7? No, I'll just take that. That's simple. I think you've all missed the point after this. It's just a draw. Just a stone cold draw. And let me see, if king d5, I'll play, let me see, I think I'll play king b7 actually. That will do the job. And that again is a stone cold draw. Sorry guys. So what is the move? Okay, king e5 is actually the correct move. It's very tricky, this. Now, as before, there's only one way for black to defend against this, and that's to play bishop g5. That pushes the pawn on, of course, and the bishop bounces round here. It's important that we pick up this pawn. The king comes here. Bishop takes pawn. Okay, over to you again. Very tricky position. Very tricky indeed. What are you going to play now? While you're having a think, that gives me a chance to have a beautiful cup of tea. And I can show you my lovely mug. Today's mug is... There we go. Minimus, the mouse that made Latin cool. So, where's Minimus? Oh yeah, there's Minimus, who is a mouse, and that's the cat, Felix. And they were used in a cartoon to teach kids basic Latin. It was a great book. I used to teach my daughter Latin with that book. Simon says current position is a draw. Simon, you're wrong. Oh, so wrong. I'm shocked. There's only one way to win this. Do you know what? You're all just guessing. I don't want guesses. I need a variation, ladies and gentlemen. I need a variation. Okay. I need a variation. One move won't do, you're guessing. Simon is going, wow. Okay, but if you suggest a move, you have to justify your moves. You have to justify your move, ladies and gentlemen. One move won't do, because then it's just guesswork. Okay. Yes, Camille. Well done to Camille. Excellent. Yes, Piyush Nasika as well. Excellent. Right, let me explain this for all those of you who are shouting out King C6. I'm afraid you got it wrong. Well done to Brian as well and others. And Kostas too. Okay, if King C6, then Bishop E5 is a draw, ladies and gentlemen. Because after B7, you see it's Zugzwang. White loses the pawn. However, if we play King C7, Aha, here we go. Bishop e5 check, king c6. Now black is in Zugzwang. This is a Zugzwang position. Simon says, my strategic idea is to use focus points for bishop. Yeah, but you said it was a draw. So it's all very well being wise after the event, Simon. I'm giving you a hard time. I'm sure you can feel it. So in this position, black has problems. So for example, so if here, then we play here. Now the king has to go back. King here, because there's no bishop on this diagonal. Here, there. And I'm afraid that is the end of that. We got to the very end. The bishop, I'm afraid, is overworked. So there we go. Quick action replay. So king e4. Bishop d8 forced. b6, an incredible move. King a6, very clever defense. King e5, forcing bishop g5. And this allows the bishop to come here, here, takes here, bishop e5, here, 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 and wins. Excellent. Right, very good. Okay, I'm going to, let's just come back here. Derek McCormack says, who said double pawns are weak? Very good. Okay, now here's where it becomes tricky, because I'm going to attempt to switch positions. Now, it could all go horribly wrong at this point. Now, do we have a different position on the board? We do! I managed it without crashing the system. Yeah! They're cheering in Australia. They're going mad in Battersea. In India, they're dancing on the streets. It's going to work, guys. The first time I'm using this new tech. And it's a little bit scary, let me tell you. Anandu says more Alpha Zero games. Jeez. Give me a break. Look, I've prepared some beautiful stuff for you. Okay, guys, here we go. So this was another little position that I set to you. Now this was from, George Manasakis is very keen. Now this is actually from a game between Paulsen and Metker, played in Nuremberg in 1888. Wow, well over 100 years ago. And George says king d4. Now, before we take up George's suggestion, which is very good, I have to say, well done, George. Simon says, I suspect triangulation. Omkar says triangulation. If only, guys, it were that simple. If only it were that simple. Come on now. So first of all, let me explain this one. Yeah, Nikola Lalev, you took the words out of my mouth. If king c5, then b6 is a very cute draw. Because as I'm sure you all know, first of all, that of course is a draw because the king reaches the corner, wrong colour bishop. And this, of course, is a theoretical draw. This curious position. And the reason is this. It's my favourite defensive technique. Stalemate. Because the king can't approach. And again, stalemate. King can hang around, but it's no good at all. Afraid the king just comes back here. And a last try, if the bishop comes here, you can take. And magically, the king is in the right position to make a draw. Incredible. Okay, what else we got? So we're about to look at king d4. But first I'm going to tell you exactly why I'm going to explain in nauseating detail why king d4 is the only move to win. So another move, king c4, disaster. b5 check. b5 is a draw. Again, same difference. King b7, and otherwise we come here. And king e4 instead of king d4, king e4 is actually a draw as well. b5. So threat to play in here. So a6 only move. But then we push. And then king c6. Pawn here. Thank you. And we take the pawn. There we go. Okay, so king d4 is the only move. Now black is... Well, if black tries b5, of course we don't take. The only move is pawn here. And in this case, white wins. And so on. Jose Stiller, or Jose, says bishop d4. No, bishop d4 doesn't work. No, I'm so sorry, but the king gets in the corner. And I'm afraid that's just a draw. Oh no. So in this position, only move is king d4. Right, what happens on king c6? Over to you again, guys. How does white win from this position? Derek says rook's pawns are weak. Rook's pawns can be very strong, Derek. Don't underestimate them. I'm going to show you how we can exploit the potential with this. Lawrence says this was a theme in one of the Karpov Korchnoi Baggio games. Absolutely. There was a very long game which finally ended in a draw, which had the wrong colour bishop and the rook's pawn as the motif. This is very specific though, and this is actually a win for white. Yeah, pawn, sorry. Bishop b8, not too clever. Omkar wants to play king c4. Omkar, no! No, you've blown it again! No, it's a disaster. A complete disaster. Oh no. Where did it all go wrong? George Manasakis says bishop b6. Brian Kobe says bishop b6. Well done to you. Yeah, bishop b6 is a very important move. Bishop b8. No, not a good move, bishop b8. b5. And the king gets back. Just a draw. Sorry. Bishop b6 is the move. Pranav says, would this be up on your channel tomorrow? It's quite late in India now and I hope to analyse this later. Pranav, it will be up on my channel. Have no fear. You can go through these later. So, king d6. King c4. King c6. Hanging tough for the moment. And now finally we squeeze the king out of the way. Okay, we'll keep squeezing. In fact, well, there's more than one way to win now. In the game, it was slightly long-winded, but actually there's a really easy way for white to win in this position. So how does white win here? Over to you. Come on, guys. You can do it. Come on, I know you can do it. White to play. Now it's so simple. Once we've got that first move, king d4. Pawn asks, what happens if the king goes to b5 first? Do you mean the black king goes to b5? I'll tackle that in a second. Pawn. Yeah, bishop f2 or somewhere down the diagonal. Well done. You can play bishop f2. You can play. Let's play bishop e3. Excellent. And key move in this position. we have to prevent the king coming here, and we play bishop f4. Really important. So that if b6, well, it just simply doesn't matter. This is just a win. And after king d7, here, here, and Zugzwang, the king b7 wins. In the game, this was played. And this is winning as well. Just a bit of a shuffle. Just took him a bit longer to get the bishop to this diagonal, and in this position black resigned, because if king c8 we play bishop b6. Simon says, I saw this in the Tartakover book. Yeah, you might well have done. Simon, I'm going to give you a hard time again. You'd forgotten it though, didn't you? Sounds like you need to read that Tartakover book again, Simon. Sorry, I'm giving you a hard time. Simon, I hope you're having a good evening, wherever you are. Mexiev says, who's your favourite to win the candidates tournament? Well, simply on current form, I think Ding has to have a fantastic chance. But I mean Caruana as well. You know, I'm not going to write off Caruana. I mean, they're the obvious two to win the tournament. But you know, it's wide open. But it should be really, really, really interesting. Okay, let me get another position up for you. Okay, here's the scary bit. The transition is very, very scary. Nicola, yes, I will be at the Isle of Man tournament. I'm looking forward to it very much. Now this is beautiful. This is really, really beautiful. Okay, here we go. Pawn says, what about king a6? Yeah, basically, once the king came to... If you imagine... Sorry, Pawn, I didn't get to your variation. With the king on a6, in the previous example, White has pawn a5, bishop on b6. Black king on a6. Pawn on b7 here. Then White's king would just come around to c7, and the king would be squeezed out, and then you take on b7. It's as simple as that. Okay, sorry, I hope that makes sense, Paul. I beg your pardon that I didn't go through that variation. Just a moment, let's get rid of these. Okay, now this one, incredibly, is White to play and win. This is absolutely stunning. Well, you can see at the moment that White is a pawn down. But there is an absolutely brilliant move. I'm not even going to throw it open because this would take too long. Queen b1. Now this is a great move. Threat is to play this. So for example, if pawn here, we've got queen check here and queen d5 check. Queen f3 doesn't work actually in its initial position. Queen f3 doesn't work. Now let me try to remember why it doesn't work. That's good. I think because just king here. I think that's good enough. The king slips out basically. Simon, that's really kind. Thank you very much. Queen b1. By the way, I should say that if you want to... let me just put this on. Just bear with me, folks, while I just write this in. if you want to support the channel, then do check out patreon.com/powerplaychess. I've just put it in the chat. For $10, you get free video per month. You get newsletter with a test game and puzzles. You get this in this video. You get puzzle positions. You also get access to all the opening playlists on the channel. So if you're interested in a particular opening, then I give an introduction to that opening. I introduce all the games with all the different variations, and it's a very good way to actually learn and study an opening. So it's just $10 a month. It is an absolute bargain, and you help keep the channel going. So please do check out patreon.com/powerplaychess. You can also contribute just really small amounts. If you want to contribute $2, great. If you want to contribute $5 per month, great. We're grateful for anything. But $10 a month, honestly, I think that's an absolute steal. So here we go. King d4. And now, thank you, Pythagonal Pi. Appreciate it. And now the move is Queen b3. This is stunning. So, if King takes, then we've got Queen c2 check and a nice skewer. And if Queen takes pawn check, then King d6. Now the threat is to play Queen c3 mate. So this is a very unfortunate situation. If, let's say for example here, then it's quite funny. We give a check, and then that's checkmate. Or if the Queen goes back here, we give a check here, and again it's a skewer. Really nasty. So basically black has to try his luck on this diagonal somewhere. So if we try down here, then check here and Queen, whoops, that was a mouse slip. Queen c6, boom, we take it that way. And if Queen a8, now that's the way to do it. Because after this, of course, we can't check on f3 to win the Queen. Unfortunate. However, we can actually checkmate Black's King like this. This is very, very beautiful. After this, here, now we squeeze the King to the A file. So obviously King here will allow Queen a3 check, and we take the Queen. So King a6. And now the King is in exactly the wrong position. This is very nasty indeed. So if King here, we say good night Vienna. And after here, we say King c7. And there's no defense to one of these checkmates. Oh my goodness me, how sweet is that? Let's just go. I'm going to do a quick action replay for you because this is so good. Just very quickly. Queen b1. King here. Queen b3. Very subtle. Check. And then we squeeze the King over. And finally, this well-known situation where the King can't survive at the edge of the board. Just brilliant stuff. So this was composed by Henry Rink, or Henri Rink, and it got the first prize in, I think it was a newspaper, Bohemia, and he composed that in 1906 without the help of a computer, so he claimed. Incredible stuff. Okay. Mentori Tori says no PayPal. I support with credit. You can actually make a one-off donation on PayPal. If you go to the front page of the YouTube channel, you'll see there is a PayPal icon. You can click on that and contribute. And there's a link to PayPal in every single video description. Every single video. So you can pay with, you can do a one-off on PayPal if you want to. We'd be very grateful. Okay, listen. I intended looking at games by Botvinnik. Let me just check I've switched over okay. Fantastic, we're at the starting position. That's good news. Piyush says he's waiting for the Botvinnik games. You need wait no longer, Piyush. Now, as I said, Magnus said that his game against Wesley So was kind of an homage to Botvinnik, yes. And Magnus is, you know, a very keen student of chess history. So he will have known these games. So there are two games, Botvinnik against Chechova, which we're looking at here from the Soviet Championship semi-final, Leningrad, 1938. And there are some similarities. So obviously from Nimzo-Indian. E5, everything looks pretty normal so far. I'm going to flick through this quite quickly. And now Chechova took on c3. Now the thing here is that after queen takes c3, then we've got knight e4. Now that's a tasty little trick, because after this you can see that this bishop is attacked. So here black is fine. No doubt about that. Those exchanges have really helped black. So after bishop takes c3, he's got to play pawn takes. And then c5. And probably he thought he was okay here, you know, nicely blockading these c-pawns. But watch how white plays. This is very clever. So first of all, bishop takes. Now that's an unexpected move. I suspect that Chechova was ready to play e4 and exchange these bishops. So anyway, bishop takes and queen e4. Now, probably this bishop should go back here. But he exchanged and played knight c6. Well, it's a very easy way to develop. But now Botvinnik takes control. And this is just a very pleasant position for white. So you can see what Magnus was going on about. We've got a very, very similar pawn structure, where even though white's pawns have been damaged, in fact, it's really about the d5 square. There we go. That one slams in. And that is very unfortunate. Now here, black plays pawn to b6. I just wonder whether he should have played this move. So I repeat, this did not happen. But this might have been a better way to play the position. I've just seen now there's a tactical problem, isn't there? Because queen a4 is a little bit unfortunate. This is probably good for white. Yeah, must be good. Even here, maybe queen here. Looks great for white. Yeah, okay. I forgive Mr. Chechova. Before I go on any further, let me just answer a couple of your points. Shock Prowl says, I would love GM King to cover the Kasparov-Karpov 84-85 mega match, surely the greatest of all chess championship battles. Well, so many great world championship matches, and that was a classic. I've covered... Have I covered some games from that? I can't remember. If you look on the YouTube channel and look at the Kasparov and the Karpov playlists, I have covered some Kasparov-Karpov games. So check that out, but I haven't looked at that match specifically. I'm kind of concentrating on Fischer at the moment when I get a free moment, but there's more from Fischer coming up soon. And Keresh asks, hello GM King. Hello Keresh. If I may ask, is there any new Power Play DVD in the near future? Thank you so much. Well, in fact, I am plotting a new Power Play DVD, and this is going to be a little bit different because I'm going to advocate something which is really zingy and fun. Now, fun is not a word that you normally associate with my DVDs. Solid, reliable, excellent analysis, watertight analysis, sound pawn structures. Oh yes, you get all these things from a Power Play DVD. But this next Power Play DVD is going to be exciting, zingy, fantabulous. Wait for it. When I've prepared it, when I know more, when I'm going to record it, I will let you know. Watch out for it. It's going to be good. Pawn says 1h4. Tempting. Let me see. Keresh says music to my ears. Well, that's good to hear. Okay, I'll just take one more question, then I'll crack on with the game. Craig Fraser says, do you prefer the candidates today versus Fisher's Day? Way of determining the challenger. I actually really like the candidates tournament that we have now with 8 players, all double round, all play all. I think it's great. The last few candidates tournaments with 8 players have been absolutely fantastic. Last one was in Berlin in 2018, and I visited for the final couple of rounds. And I have to say, it was brilliant. I loved spectating online, and I loved being there. It was a brilliant atmosphere. And wherever it is next time, I really hope I'm going to be there, because it was something very, very special. So yeah, I think the format these days is pretty good. I think it's better than these long matches. Tim, hi, how are you? Hi Dan, sorry I'm late. I get why someone takes a phone into a tournament to win, but I don't really get the point. I mean, why not just stay home? Do you have a take on cheating in over the board chess? Utterly senseless. I mean, no, I don't get it. I mean, I have to say, I'm sort of, I'm glad that I don't have to earn a living playing chess any longer, because I think it would be in the back of my mind the whole time. If my opponent started playing good moves, I'd be thinking, is he cheating? What's going on? And it would, you've turned into someone that's really suspicious. I don't want to be someone that's suspicious. I want to be able to praise my opponent if he plays a good game and curse him as well. But if he plays a good game, then that's great. We all want that. Piyush says, get back to the game, Danny. Good point. Okay, here we go. So, black's pawn structure looks pretty good, but Botvinnik deals with it very well. I'm suspicious of some of Chekhova's moves. I just wonder whether he could have defended better, but it's already very, very difficult. Piyush wants to go to bed. He's had a hard day. He's had a long day. He wants to get this one over. Okay, sorry. I realise it's a bit late in India at the moment. Pawn says this is a dictatorship. Oh, let's not get onto that. Yeah, so he's just creeping in, in these light squares. It's a beautiful game. And a bit of razzle-dazzle from Botvinnik. Oh yeah, that guy was just full of sparkle. There we are. Checkmate. But this just allows him to transpose into a winning endgame. And now this bishop cuts back to get to d5, and I think we've all seen this kind of position before. Targeting f7, absolutely stunning. And Very nasty. And now with iron logic, as they always used to say about Botvinnik, he rolls his kingside majority forward. And here we go. Yep. Black is not escaping this one. He's completely passive. And there we go. It's all terribly logical. Great stuff. There's another game I'd like to look at, but I think maybe for another time. While we're chatting, let's just have... let me put this one up. Let me just check. You can see this okay. Yep. Wow, the transition seems to be working okay. Which is great. I thought that this is my first time with this completely new broadcast system. As you can see, we've got very zingy graphics. The red is kind of doing my head in a bit. You know, I'm a bit like this. It's making me a little bit nervous. But I kind of like it. Yeah. Looks a bit flash. I think we might have to... we might enhance this a little bit with a few little bells and whistles, but I'm loving that zingy red, I'm telling you. Pawn says, looks good, Daniel. Thank you, Pawn. Excellent. Okay, have a think about that, and let me take a couple more questions. Then I think this will be the last position I look at. This is beautiful. I mean, this is actually such a normal kind of position. And it's actually a composition by Richard Reti, and it's so beautiful, so subtle. I love it. I knew someone that knew Reti, a chap called Victor Berger, who was played. He was never a chess professional, but in the 1920s, he played in top tournaments in England. He played in Hastings, he played in London. He actually organised the tournament in London in 1927. And he was friends with Richard Reti. And he said whenever they went out to dinner, Reti would always have his pocket set with him, but he would only have rooks and pawns with him. No other pieces. I just think it was just such a nice story. Just one of those little anecdotes that it just fitted. Alan Manage says, come on you Reds. Yes, exactly. They're Brentford colours. Come on you Bees. Fantastic. Piyush Narsikar says, love your channel, Mr. GM. Thank you, Piyush. Very user-friendly and high-quality stuff. It's very late here. Got to sleep. We'll watch this tomorrow. Goodbye and keep up the good work. Piyush, thanks for your really kind comments and suggestions, to all your suggestions tonight as well. I really appreciate it. Take care. Sleep well. Okay, let me take you through a few variations here, because this is really nice. And then I think I'm going to leave it there. I'm not going to push my luck with this new system. Okay, just a couple of things. If G5, then this is a draw. For example, here. And basically, what happens is, Alan Managed, I've just seen his comment, says, no, Liverpool FC. Do you know what? I'm a fan of Liverpool as well. I do like Liverpool because my mother was born in Liverpool. So I have a few family connections there still. And so I'm a Liverpool fan too. But my local team is Brentford FC in the Championship. Pawn says a case of Fernopposition. No. You see, this is a draw. There we go. The black king gets back. So G5 in this position is a mistake. What about King G6? Now this is clever in this position. In fact, this is a draw too. Let me show you how. After this, again, we reach the same position. As long as black gets to this position, and when black takes on g5, it's a draw, basically. Or g5, or what have we got? G5. Have I just had that? Kind of similar. Yeah, okay. So in this position, instead of g5, you've got to play king g5. Here's the clever bit. Now, if the pawn comes to d5, then you run across very quickly, and you can see how this is different. You can see how white gets to here. Boom! White wins. Okay, so after king g5, king f7. Let's try this. So king f5. King e7. Now, what is the key move for white in this position? What is the key move for white? Bravo, Nicola. That is the key move. This is beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Because if d5, then the king comes back. And once again, this wins. If the king comes to d6, then we push. And once again, this is winning. And yeah, king g6 is the only move. If you play g5, then the king gets too close. King g6 is the only move. Okay, so what about king e6? What is the correct move now? Rickard, I'm afraid I only agree with 50% of your comment. I'm a grandmaster. I know what I'm talking about. Oh my god. No, king h3 is not a legal move, I'm afraid, Randeepa. Thank you, Tim. Okay, how's white win here? Pawn. Good. That's respect. I like it. Okay, I'm going to have to show you what happens now. The point is that the king has stepped onto a very unfortunate diagonal here. So in this position, watch this. Watch the boydie. Here, here. Boom! There we go. Beautiful stuff. So if we come back to this position, king g5, incredibly, is the only move to win. And after this, king g6. It's so subtle. Rickard says you are GM, but Agamata is more active. Yeah, do you know what? I have other things to do, basically. Simple as that. I have other work commitments. What happens after king e4? King e4, no, that wouldn't work because here, 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 and now I think the king gets back in time. If it doesn't, I'm in trouble. But yes, I get to c8. It's just calculation, basically. Okay, folks, I'm going to have to leave it there. Listen, thanks everyone for tuning in, and yeah, we seem to have cracked this new broadcast system, which is really nice. We'll improve the graphics, but for a first time, I think I'm reasonably pleased with this. I will be posting another video that features Dingley Wren's final blitz game of the tiebreak. It was beautiful. That took place just before I came on air, so I haven't had time to analyse it properly. Okay, folks, thanks very much, and please do check out patreon.com/powerplaychess. I'd be very grateful for your support. Okay, more coming soon. Thanks everyone. See you later. Bye.